Hey there, Patrick here again with Bitcoin for Canadians. And I found a video that I'm going through a series of videos, and each one is a couple hours long. But there was just one little segment that I thought I would take out and share with you to get your feedback on. And it was a video posted from September 7th, 2020. So over a year ago, where he, in essence, is kind of predicting the end of Binance, or a possible end of Binance. So I just wanted to cut out that little segment for you, shorten it up. It's about a 5-6 minute segment, and to see your thoughts on that, how you feel about that, and any feedback that might strike you on that. Very interesting little clip. I only took out one little segment that I thought was irrelevant, so you'll see a slight splice there, but everything else is complete, where he's giving his thoughts on this. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Here it comes.
But here's the thing, the rules of the exchange, part of how they work is we follow the law. And the law, if you don't follow the law, you get shut down. So if I'm dealing in America and I decide, screw AML, I don't care whether these police are there, I don't like them, too bad. Big guys with guns. On the other hand, if there's one of these big fentanyl dealers in China with $1 billion worth of BTC, they're going to target all of that, find out the addresses, freeze them first, and I believe there've been a whole lot of freezing orders already sent out to exchanges. Anyone who doesn't comply with it will come up with sequestration orders. Basically, we will seize your goods. We will walk in there one day, make people not move, and take the operation. Any bank accounts, any assets, any property will just be seized. So eventually that's going to happen. All this, we're decentralized exchanges. No, you're not. You're physical. You always have some point. Remember all the Microsoft efforts 10 years ago in taking down sort of Conflicker and things like this? Don't remember Conflicker?
That one, no, I don't know what that one is.
Well, that was a big botnet, showing my age. But it was a big distributed botnet that had many, many nodes around the world and things. And Microsoft worked with law enforcement and took it all down. And people sit there going, why didn't you do it sooner? Because it's not instant. You can't coordinate things in the background and have it instant. So what will happen is people will be sitting there one day going, ha, law enforcement's doing nothing, and then go, where'd my money go?
Yeah, yeah. That seems very likely, yeah.
Yeah, and then these guys in Ethereum and BTC will be sitting there going and explaining to the large Russian guy covered in tattoos head to toe and maybe some under his fingernails for some strange reason, and explaining to them, no, it's not my fault all your money's gone. No, that $1 billion you lost, don't worry about it. It's okay, it's just the police.
Yeah, so then my question on this is trying to understand how this is going to play out. It seems very likely to me that there will be some action that takes place that takes down some of these guys. And the question would be more like, how sweeping is it? Because the difference between this and, say, Liberty Reserve is, Reserve is more like, well, not knowing any details, it strikes me that it's likely that it was probably easier to pin down the particular people involved in a network because it's all Liberty Reserve. What would this be? The whole cryptocurrency?
No, but there wasn't. This is where people go wrong. They think because there was a Liberty website that's all it was. It was a very distributed system, way more than Bitcoin will ever hope to be.
So they
had to take down something like 3,000 nodes. To take down Bitcoin, you have to take down 3 nodes.
A much smaller number of nodes. Okay. Yeah, so then in other words, what could happen is, insofar as these cryptocurrency people are really like a web of connections, you're saying it's less distributed than Liberty Reserve. So if they're being investigated, literally every single one could be taken down simultaneously more easily than Liberty Reserve.
You could wake up one day and find out all gone. all of the banks have banking, so all of the exchanges have banking arrangements.
Yeah.
You can just go and put a blanket order out,
Right.
literally stopping every transaction that Binance will ever make. And all of the other exchanges can be told anything that follows through a Binance transaction, if you receive it and transact it, you're shut down. Think about this. Imagine that you're Coinbase. You could be told that if a transaction that has ever passed through Binance leaves your organization at this point, that come in after this point, i.e. you don't enact freezing them out of the economy for good or seizing what they have, you're gone. So think about this. Think about the value of any BTC in Binance or any other shitcoin in Binance. The next day, you go to spend it and, oh, we can OTC it. To what? Who's going to buy it? And the day after that, you find the miners will freeze it. So you can't even transact it. You can exchange your private keys with someone else and say that, trust me, I will never double spend you, and do some sort of convoluted background type thing. Yeah. Until one day, then it's all seized and the miners distribute it.
Do you think, I mean, this is a bit of a question that I'm worried that you don't want to answer something like this, and that's fine, but I mean, you know, do you think that will actually happen to BTC? Do you think something like that would happen to these major ones?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because it just seems like...
I think anyone standing in the way will be about the equivalent of that little rabbit on the highway when a lorry comes.
Yeah, okay.